Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Kano and I are back for another episode of Beyond the Ring Show. So, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and just going straight into the topic. So, Kano, take it away. What did you think about Wrestledream?
That's what I thought about it. I really didn't like it. I didn't watch it, but I caught the highlights of it. And from what I've seen, I wasn't impressed with it. The matches that was there, it was to me. I feel like they didn't have nothing for me to be hyped for. The only match that I say that was decent was the Brian Danielson versus the Zach Samby Jr. match. That was the only match that I saw that was actually pretty decent. But other than that, I wasn't impressed with what I've seen on the highlights. And with Adam Copeland, aka Edge, joining AEW, we'll talk about it later. But it's a lot that I didn't really feel within this whole program.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I was able to catch it. The live stream and all. I mean, the pay per view and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, I enjoyed the MJF match, even though the 2-on-1 because Adam Cole was supposed to have surgery for real and things like. But I mean, he held his own. But as far as like the other matches, like it was all right. I was really disappointed with the 6-man checks. With Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, was that Bushi, against the Don Callis family. I was like, I mean, just that's like four pay per views in a row that Kenny Omega has lost. I was like, dude, how many L's you gonna keep taking, bro, until you get a win? And I don't know what this feud with the Don Callis family. It seems like he's been getting the edge lately, but of course, the only win he ever got was on Dynamite. Of course, we'll talk more about that later. But
Yeah.
as far as like the rest of the pay per view is like, yeah, the Danielson Zack Sabre Jr. match, I love that one. Um, and of course, up until the main event, up until Adam Copeland showed up, I was like, it was all right. Like I said, it was all right, but as far as like the AEW, pay per views, like I mean, it started good, with Double or Nothing. Then you have Forbidden Door, which was cool. Then, of course, All In, that was great. But All Out, then it started losing steam from there up until Wrestle Dream. So yeah, if I had to give it a grade out, I have to give it a C minus.
I give it a F. And the reason why I give it an F is because they don't know how to tell a story and they don't know how to build up.
Right.
I give it a strong F. And like I said, that Kenny Omega losing to Don Callis family numerous times, I see why they're doing it to get them over, but the fans are not buying that. You feel me? And that whole Don Callis being the heel and Sammy, like they're just some bad heels. They're not good at being a heel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sammy Guevara, he's not a good heel. He's better as a face than a heel.
Yeah, facts. Like, I mean, yeah, because we know, like, when it comes to these heel turns in AEW, it's too predictable.
Exactly. Look at Powerhouse Hobbs. This man been in so many factions. I had lost count on the fingers that how many factions he's been in.
Yeah, of course, we'll discuss more of that when we get to the big three
yeah.
shows. But
yeah, you're right.
right. But since we already spoke our 2 cents on this one, now we can move on to the nitty gritty. One of the nitty gritty, and that is Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, but we still call him Edge. So, anywho, so yeah, like everybody's wondering, oh, he's gonna go to AEW. Is he not? He's gonna stay in WWE. Well, at Wrestledream, you found out the answer where he went to. Yep, he finally showed up in AEW. Brandon Cranston's old tag team partner, Christian. He's like, the moment he handed him that chair, it's like, oh, okay, the concerto, like old time sakes. But nope, bam, took out Nick Wayne, getting speared. Luchasaurus, and then Christian got the heck up out of there. It's like, I mean, like like when the way that Nick Wayne when he turned heel, I was like, what is going on with the storyline? Like I said, these heel turns are just too predictable. And my problem with AEW is they got way too many heels anyway. But none of the faces. But nothing memorable. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about this.
Uh, Basically what you just said. When it comes to AEW, there's way too many heels in AEW. There's more heels than there are actual faces in AEW,
Right.
and they don't know how to balance that out. If you look
Exactly.
at Nick Wayne, he should have stayed a face.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Luchasaurus, he's not a good heel. Christian, on the other hand, he's good at playing heel. I'll give him that.
Yep.
The Young Bucks, they're not good heels. Kenny Omega, they're not good heels.
Mm-hmm.
You look at John Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club, they was actually good heels.
Yep.
And now they're faces again, which is
right.
kind of weird to me. But even if you just look at Adam Copeland joining AEW, and that's what the topic we at hand right now.
Uh-huh.
Adam Copeland, honestly, in my opinion, he just doesn't fit the mold of being in AEW. He's more suitable for WWE. And I'm not being biased, I'm just being realistic, because you could tell down the road he will get lost in the shuffle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He will definitely get lost in the shuffle in the long run, because ex-WWE stars that goes to AEW, they end up getting lost. Look at Miro. He's still lost in the shuffle. You hardly see him even on Collision. You hardly see him.
What about Andrade?
Andrade, you see him on Collision, but he's basically a jobber mainly. Mm-hmm. Or enhancement talent. Yep. Miro and Andrade is better suited for WWE. Edge is suitable more for WWE than AEW. The problem that I see when it comes to Tony Khan, when it comes to ex-WWE superstars, he don't know how to capitalize off that and utilize them. Look at Ruby Soho, for example.
Right.
She's been more looked at as an enhancement. She has not won a title yet in AEW. And she's been there for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so in Andrade, he hasn't won a title yet, or Miro was the only one that won a title out of the bunch so far. Mm-hmm. So, and FTR, those are the only ones that I see that won a title that's ex-WWE superstars. But the problem that I have strong with AEW is they don't know how to build story. They don't know how to build something that fans can get immersed into and go behind. Like Powerhouse Hobbs, he could be one of the most fiercest superstars in AEW. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or you look at Wardlow, they don't even know what to do with Wardlow. Wardlow, what happened to Dynamite? You could tell he's on his way out of AEW.
Yeah, just the look on his face, like the way he demolished Griff Garrison.
Mm-hmm. He's on his way out of AEW, and that's a fact, based off the fact that Tony Khan do not do a good job in building stories with characters, and they got way too many superstars in AEW right now that they don't even know how to utilize them.
WWE's in that same bunch. They got a bloated roster, even though they cut some people, but still, there's something that's never been utilized.
Exactly, but though the thing about it, where I see at WWE is they're about to start giving some pushes,
right,
to some people like Xia Li. She about to get a push. Kairi Sane, that's coming back next month, she's going to definitely get a push.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of superstars are going to be getting pushes. You see, look at Ricky Starks on AEW. Ricky Starks, when it comes to that, is he's getting a push, but he's not getting opportunities, like championship opportunities. Right. And then you see, well, his name was Big Cass. I forgot his name in AEW now.
Big Bill.
Or Big Bill. He was just in that faction, that Firm faction. What happened to that faction?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So AEW does not do well when it comes to factions. Same thing with WWE, but AEW is way worse when it comes to factions. Right. And back on the Adam Copeland situation, and why I strongly feel that he doesn't fit the mold of AEW and what they're trying to do. Because even though Adam Copeland, aka Edge, we can call him Edge the rest of this podcast. Right. But when you look at Edge, honestly though, he wants that creative freedom to create what he want to create. But at the end of the day, and this is just stating statistically, he's going to get hurt eventually, and he's going to end up having to retire from AEW because of the type of caliber matches that they be having.
But yeah, like I said, he's about to hit 50 later this month.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to take that into account.
And Christian, he's in his late 40s too.
Right. Because I mean, they both come up together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I see Edge's reason to go to AEW because like, hey, he feels like he probably has more opportunities versus WWE because according to him, they said that they outgrew each other. It's like WWE at the moment, they said they didn't have nothing for him. It's like, I mean, really? He could have went down to NXT and start working with some of the younger stars, like bring his experience down there. There's some new talent out down there he could easily work with.
Exactly, but Edge didn't want to do that. When you look at AEW, most of the talent that's in AEW came from WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Even though he
saying?
say he wants to work with some of the new people, so that's cool and all. But like I said, there's a lot of ex WWE guys in there. He's gonna eventually cross paths with them.
Like Paul White, aka Big Show. You got Mark Henry there. You got Andrade. You got
Moxley.
Moxley. You got Miro there. You have
Claudio.
You have Brian Danielson there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got Jake Hager.
Yep. FTR, Jericho.
Yeah, they are from WWE. So that was kind of like a hypocritical thing for what Ed said about that because there's a lot of ex-WWE stars there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And looking at it from right now, AEW is becoming what WCW is right now. Just a programming of nothing. And then, matter of fact, though, you have Fastlane tonight and Collision. People are going to watch Fastlane over Collision tonight.
Right. Because, yeah, of course, when Fastlane, that's going to be the final topic, later on. But, we'll go ahead and wrap up with the Adam Copeland. Yeah, like, I'm going to see interested in what he's going to do. I mean, yeah, he's going to be feuding with Christian, because I think next week, we got to speak about next week because that's when he's going to debut. He's going to take on Luchasaurus. And NXT, they're gonna be going head to head, and it's like that's all like the whole Wednesday Night War thing that will start all over again because AEW's been slamming them in the ratings like when they go head to head. So NXT had it. He's like, hey, we gotta bow out. We're gonna move it back to Tuesdays where we can do better. So now because next Tuesday, because like it's just one night only. They're gonna go head to head. So both sides they're gonna sit there and load each other up. They're trying to one up each other. So
I think NXT gonna win.
Yeah. So, but any final thoughts on Adam Copeland before we move on to the main shows?
I think he should have stayed in WWE.
Yeah.
That's just
to me, after he won against Sheamus on top, he's just like, hey, just call it a career. It's like you have nothing else to prove,
I feel like WWE should have gave him one more title run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they want to keep Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns, to me, he's become overrated. But it's for another topic another day.
Right. So anyway, now we're done with Adam Copeland. Now we can move on to the main shows like, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Dynamite. So we're going to just go ahead and start off with Raw first. What did you think of it?
Raw, I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best thing since sliced bread. I felt like they could have did so much more into building for Fastlane. The biggest segment of the night to me was the Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins final send off where Shinsuke he ended up attacking Seth again
from behind.
Exactly. So I think honestly it's going to definitely be a very interesting match for Fastlane, but that's to me it feels like it's going to be a great great build up. I feel like that was the best build up out the whole show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, because like what I thought about the whole episode was like the whole thing was just dominated by heels. I know it's supposed to build up for Fastlane, but not in a good way. I see a few of them supposed to be a good, matchup, but I don't know. But the main event, I think it was like Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa. That was a great match to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gave it his all. I mean, he really put his heart and soul in, but Gunther just found a way to win.
Yeah, but
I'm glad.
Go ahead.
But to me, with him and Imperium, was like Gunther's the only one who's unbeaten. I mean, of course, he lost a couple of times to Chad Gable, but as far as like him defending his title, he's still unbeaten. The
Yeah,
rest
but
of his guys.
no, I was gonna say, but that would give leeway for Chad Gable to get that rematch against Gunther.
Yeah. Because like I said, Gunther just basically buried everybody he's faced. So now Chad Gable, he's trying to rework his way up to face him again. So
yeah, they're gonna have to, because like Alpha Academy, they're really a hot commodity in WWE right now. They went from being booed that they being like one of the hottest teams in WWE right now.
Yeah, but however, they've been taking L's lately.
Yeah, they've been taking L's, but if you look at it though, that they're going to end up continuously building. They're going to build for Chad Gable to win the Intercontinental title down the road. Because Gunther going to eventually want that WWE championship, the World Heavyweight Championship.
If he wants to do that, he has to drop the IC title. So I mean, I guess he has to find someone that's worthy to get it. And to me, right now, it seems like Chad Gable's like the top guy to get it. He's a heavy favorite to get it, but. As far as like the rest of period, with Kaiser and Vinci, it's like I don't know. They're basically the lapdogs. Like they got more L's than wins and stuff. Like but together, they got a win over Alpha Academy. It's like so. I guess they're trying to build that tension. It's like hey, dissension, within the ranks because Gunther's always chewing them out for failing and stuff like that. He's like the only. I have to go out there and show you how to do it. Blah blah blah. So, but things. But at the end of the show, you saw John Gargano return and rescue Tommaso. I mean, that's cool. Seeing DIY reform. So let's see how it goes from there.
I want to see DIY be a faction instead of just two people, because you could bring Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, and Dexter Lumis into the whole fold. That'd be a good faction.
Right. Speaking of that, who was Bronson Reed? I definitely want to talk about him. Because like lately he's been taking a couple of losses here, and then now he start getting his pushback. It's like, I mean, that's a monster, but I don't know. Eventually, he's gonna run out of people to fight too, other than just taking out job enhancements. Like, what's the next big feud he's gonna feud with? Because it was basically him and Shinsuke and Tommaso, but both those guys got their wins over him.
Yeah, but with Bronson Reed, for him, I think right now he needs to go for the IC title. He's not ready to go for the World Heavyweight title right now.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But in order for that to happen, they need to push Bronson Reed more as a face than a heel, because he's a dominant heel, but when he was in NXT, he was actually a good face.
Yep.
So I think with Bronson Reed, they need to really push him as a face from this point forward to go after Gunther, because he deserves a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Like the top key people that I feel like that deserve a title shot for the IC title right now, I'm going to say Bronson Reed, Tommaso Ciampa need a rematch, and Chad Gable need a rematch. Those are the top three that I see. But though you do have some other ones that's up and coming that does need that shot down the road, because the IC title, you know what I'm saying, that's one of the entities for that's like the mid card title. You know what I'm saying? And right now we got a lot of mid cards right now. Like, and side note, for Raw and SmackDown, they need a cruiserweight title for the smaller wrestlers there.
Exactly. Ever since they got rid of that 205 Live, I mean, they just eliminated that because, I mean, WWE, they don't want it any more like high risk, people to get more injured more, because Vince was never a fan of it.
There's Vince, but Vince is stepping down soon. So once he steps down and Triple H fully takes over, because he's been taking over for the past month and some change, then we're going to see more high flying style matches like Dragon Lee that was on SmackDown yesterday. That was a good match. But anyways, I digress. But looking at with the IC title, look at Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, to me, he's underrated. But I feel as Triple H, he's going to utilize him a lot more. You get me?
Yeah.
Bronson Reed, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. 2024 going to be his year.
Right. And of course, like, who was it? Then you have like Jey Uso, like him, like, coming to Raw and it's like, hey, he's trying to right his wrongs, have that storyline building animosity is like, because we remember you was part of the bloodline, like you did all this to us, and blah blah blah. It's like, hey, and another thing, the Drew McIntyre, like To me, he's already turned heel, but still, he's like in the between. So people are still cheering for him at the moment because even though he's taking on the Miz, because Miz, Miz is just best at playing the heel, but lately, like, okay, how you gonna get Drew to turn fully heel if he's facing another heel, which is the Miz?
That's a good question. I think give it about another week or so, he's going to turn fully heel. All right, I'll give you a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Picture the next WrestleMania. It will be a triple threat match between Seth Rollins. No, I think Seth Rollins is going to get surgery. I don't think he's going to be champion for too much longer. He's going to get surgery on his back. But I would have to say, let's say the triple threat main event, one of the main events for night one of WrestleMania being Randy Orton, which he's going to definitely make a return soon. Mm-hmm. You have Randy Orton, you have Jey Uso, and you have Drew McIntyre for the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay. You get what I'm saying? I could definitely see that because right now Jey Uso is getting a major push right now.
Yep.
And right now he's looked at as a main event star over his brother Jimmy Uso.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Jey Uso is kind of like the lunatic hinge with them. So, you never know what you can get out of him.
Yeah, of course, you can't forget about the Judgment Day.
Yeah, now within the Judgment Day, they going to end up falling apart. Damian Priest going to end up turning face. You can see it like he got that face turn on the way. But when you look at JD and you look at Finn Balor and all them, they're the main heels. Those are the main attractions. Damian Priest, he's going to end up becoming a big star. He's going to be that big breakout star that everybody's looking at for in the long run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Will he get a title? No, because JD going to interfere and mess that situation up.
Yeah, because I'm look at it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, we'll probably talk about prediction of Fastlane, but I'll probably say that part for that. But let me get on to Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like ever since she's been dominating everybody that she's been in front of her. Of course, she got that win over Raquel, but thanks to Nia Jax. But to me, Nia Jax, she's just like that monster that she don't care who she takes out. She don't care if you're a face. You don't care if you're a heel. What did she do? She took out the champ. She took out the challenger, the big two, Raquel and Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like the following week, she took out Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler.
Right.
And so, but now that situation with Nia Jax is like, I know a lot of people are not happy with her being back, but I don't know what they're going to do with her at this moment.
Right now with Nia Jax, she's not going to be in the title picture till a little bit later on because they still got the renewed rivalry between Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely not going to be over with. And I see Rhea Ripley, she's going to eventually drop the title this year. She will drop the title this year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but to who, that remains to be seen.
I think it's going to still be Raquel Rodriguez. I think she's going to drop the title to her because they pushing Raquel Rodriguez heavy.
Yeah, because right at the moment, because the next week it's her and Nia Jax fighting on Raw.
Raquel Rodriguez and Nia Jax?
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely going to fight, but somehow Rhea Ripley going to interfere. Right. I got a feeling Rhea Ripley going to interfere. And the way I look at it right now, Nia Jax, you know what I'm saying, she might win, might not, I don't know, but it's going to be an interference within that. But that whole rivalry between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, that's far from over. Right. Nia Jax, she's basically going to have that continued rivalry between her and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah,
I can see that happening. And Zoe Starks, she's on a rise, so I see her being in the title picture soon, unless they create a mid-card women's championship down the road.
Exactly.
Which I think they're going to do. And then you got to look at the tag team, women's tag team championships, which that's a joke right now.
Yeah.
They need women tag teams in WWE if they're going to really utilize it. Because if you look at the male WWE tag team titles, they're about to split them tag teams up. Raw going to have their tag team championships and SmackDown going to have their tag team championships. So it's bound to get split up. But right now with Rhea Ripley, yeah, she's one of the most dominant force, but she has to have help. That's what people don't understand, that when it comes to the Judgment Day, they always going to interfere, just like when Bloodline always interferes.
Right. They got each other's backs.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it. If you got a friendship in the family, they're gonna always have your back, and that's what the Judgment is. They're gonna have your back, good or bad, right or wrong.
All right. Which brings me up to this one thing. When Dom got his rematch against Trick Williams, everybody in Judgment Day, everybody interfered at different points.
Exactly, but that go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, my thing is like, okay, Dom, he just lost his title at No Mercy that this past pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Williams, he only had one title defense, and he just ends up giving it right back to him. Like, what was the point of all that?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. But Trick Williams gonna have his rematch soon, but it's most likely at Halloween Havoc.
I know that was dumb. It's like, okay, to me, Don should have just won at No Mercy, then probably lose it on NXT. But but ever since on Raw, like when Rhea Ripley, she gave Dom that ultimatum, say either you win or don't come home.
Yeah, but honestly though, Trick Williams, he's going to get another title shot soon, so that's bound to happen.
Right.
And he most likely going to get that championship back. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, Trick Williams, he's becoming a hot star on NXT right now. Him and Carmelo Hayes are the two hottest stars in NXT right now.
Right.
So Trick Williams, he's bound to get another title shot. It probably might be at Halloween Havoc or probably be at another PLE event, one of the two. And breaking news too, people don't know, is Dragon Lee, he's getting a call up to the main roster. So
yeah, I thought he'd be on SmackDown.
Yeah, he's gonna be on SmackDown. He's gonna and I'm making a bold prediction. You feel me? I'll make the bold prediction about Fastlane later. I'm not gonna say what, but I'm gonna say it towards the end. So stay tuned.
All right. Now let's move on to Dynamite. And to me, this past Dynamite was a major disappointment to me, except for a few matches. But two of the segments just did not make no sense at all. It was just a complete waste of time. It was like Adam Cole going over to Roger Strong's house, to him and the Kingdom. I was like, that was the biggest waste of time. And the other segment was another waste of time, was the Tony Storm, like this whole timeless thing. She's acting like a fallen star and stuff like that with the dramatics. I was like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be selling it, but to me, I started, a few good matches. Like the starting match was great with Matt Jackson and Ray Phoenix, for the title. I mean, that was great to start it off, but the moment it got to that segment, it was stupid. It didn't make no sense at all. What are your thoughts?
I ain't gonna lie, that Tony Storm timeless gimmick, I thought it was hilarious. She's not gonna get over with that gimmick. That gimmick, to me, unless she tries to make it worthwhile, the gimmick, like it, I seen a lot of people with the face look on their face, they was like confused, like what? Right. You know what I mean? So the gimmick is, I don't know. Only thing that everybody got from Tony Storm with that gimmick is, dang, she thick as hell. That's all we got from it.
You're right.
From the outfit. But other than that, the wrestling style, the whole gimmick is basically the same. All we just got out is, dang, she looked thicker in them in the wrestling gear that she had on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then if you look at the whole Adam Cole segment, I think it's leading towards them having another type of faction going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's leading to, because Bobby Fish, he doesn't want to go back to AEW. Everybody knows that.
Right.
And Kyle O'Reilly, his contract is about to expire.
So he probably joined Bobby wherever he's at. Probably, I think they're in Impact. Bobby's an Impact.
Yeah, he's in Impact. But I digress. But this last segment of the night with Adam Copeland, aka Edge, and Christian Cage, and the whole segment, I thought that segment was boring.
Right.
I'm just so disappointed in AEW. When AEW first launched, it was fire. It was dope. It had a lot of great matches and a lot of great storytelling in the beginning. Right. Ever since Cody Rhodes left and other people starting to leave, AEW has become even more stellar. And what really drive the wedge with it all is with the CM Punk situation, when he got into a lot of different chaos with a lot of different people.
So that's because we're gonna I'll speak on that after this segment.
But what I get out of Dynamite, that's the only 2 segments that stood out to me. That was just like 3 segments that stood out to me that was like stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta really read in more into this timeless gimmick and shit how it's gonna play out. I'm just gonna have to as wrestling fans, we gotta see this through.
Right.
You know,
and
we
another
gotta
thing
see
is
that.
another thing we'll probably talk about is MJF and Jay White. Because he got baited into that trap, like him and Bullet Club Gold went in there and stole his title. Like Jay White, of course, he blames MJF as attacking him, wearing the devil mask. It's like, okay, how can MJF be in 2 places at the same time? We don't know who's behind the mask. So basically, we have to find it. Yeah, basically, that's a mystery we have to find. We'll find out later down the road, but probably revealed.
But what you think about MJF? He being a face right now. He's not a heel right no more. He's a face.
I mean, he's over with the crowd. I mean, even though he's a better heel and stuff like that, but he's just great about. But right now, with him being a face, I mean, he's starting to win me over either way. I mean, the way he's like entertaining with the crowd and still great on the mic. I mean, he's the best trash talker on the mic, regardless, face or heel.
Yeah, but I wonder who would be a better trash talker if they would do a face-to-face between The Miz and MJF.
Oh, MJF would tear him to shreds with his language.
Nah, that's facts. Because MJF, his contract expires next year.
Yeah, he's always talking about 2024, but it's like, is he going to stick around or is he going to go elsewhere? Because they'll be using it as a storyline.
Yeah, but it just depends. Like, because honestly, in real life, though, MJF is really best friends with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So he might want to go where his friends at. So you never know. Because Cody Rhodes, he's in WWE, he's still way over with the fans right now, and he's one of the hottest stars in WWE right now.
And you look at, of course, and now they got Jade Cargill up there. Like, she learned from Cody also. So
like,
I guess listen to him, kind of factor in her decisions. Like, hey, look, there's competition up there. She wants to face all the top stars. Like I said, Rhea, Bianca. Of course, the big one's Bianca. Who else? Becky Lynch, Bailey, Io Sky, Asuka. Is like, she wants to face all of them.
Yeah, but I think the biggest rivalry with her is going to be with her and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest rivalry at that point, but we digress.
I'd say her and Bianca.
Yeah, but though them two are both muscular women. But all right, if I had to put it down in a sense, I'd say the top 2 that Jade Cargill will have the top biggest rivalries that I've seen her having is going to be with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair.
Right. Well, here's an honorable mention I'm going to throw in there. Nia Jax.
Nia Jax will beat Jade Cargill.
I know, but they could have a feud and stuff. That's why I threw her in there as an honorable mention.
That is true, but she's going to be on Raw, so yeah. I really think Jade Cargill should focus on NXT to start, though, so she can build herself up.
Yeah, I said the same thing, but other than that, let's move on to SmackDown just to round this off. Because I like the way it started off, with a match. Of course, you had the Bloodline coming to the ring. Of course, LA Knight, he came to the ring first. Then you came the Bloodline. They're trying to. I was like, oh yeah, you're not gonna make it to Fastlane. They thought they're gonna take him out. Here comes John Cena. I was like, what? Then they set up for the main event, and of course later on the Judgment Day they show up, and it's like, uh-oh. And they start making talks with the Bloodline. But to me, like the segment between Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman, man, I was like, oh man, this is good. They made it interesting.
It makes it seem that Rhea Ripley, she's the leader of the Judgment Day.
Pretty much. She looked like she told everybody to get out. It's like, yeah, me and Paul got some discussions. Like,
yeah, that is interesting though.
But like I said, like Rhea, she's been the X Factor in Judgment Day since its foundation, ever since she joined. Many people don't know is like, think about it. She's been the X Factor. Like, she's always interfering at key moments. body slamming dudes, like like she did Luke Gallows. Like the way she put Kevin Owens right through that barricade. Because come on,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was just dumb, and then of course overcoming her right in that wrong like that got her retribution against Charlotte.
Right. But I noticed one thing that was notably absent on SmackDown for the past few weeks now, and that's Karrion Kross.
Yeah,
I've been noticing he's missing. He's supposed to be the number 2 heel on SmackDown behind Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but they don't have anything built up for him. With like the whole thing with him and AJ that fizzled out.
Yeah, well, they need to find an opponent in that caliber. And honestly, you know who I think would be suitable to have a great feud?
Who?
Cody Rhodes and Karrion Kross.
Well, that's if Cody. You must well say Cody be the one be traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think that would be more suitable for Cody to be traded to SmackDown, because if you think about it, or get Karrion Kross traded to Raw and get Bronson Reed traded to SmackDown. Because Karrion Kross, he can create a lot of buzz and a lot of tension. It could either be Karrion Kross versus Cody Rhodes or Karrion Kross versus Jay Uso. Those will be 2 great feuds. But if you also want to put a big feud behind Karrion Kross, let it be Karrion Kross versus Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? But back to SmackDown anyway. I digress. You know what I'm saying? All right, but only thing I can say about SmackDown is the women's division sucks on SmackDown.
I thought, in the beginning, I thought it sucked on Raw because like the top 2 women on Raw was basically Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, but Becky's the NXT champion. Rhea has the women's champion, so I don't know. But then you got Raquel Rodriguez, they're building her up, so that's cool. But then you got Nia Jax thrown in there. I was like, I don't know, but then of course on SmackDown, like you got Bianca, you got Charlotte, you got Asuka. Then of course you got Damage Control, like basically Damage Control is running the women's division, things like that. But the late thing is like I can see Damage Control. I see that faction feud like falling apart because Bayley's ego. She wants that title. She's jealous of Io Sky. What do you think about it? What do you think who's doing all the talking? Basically Bayley.
Bayley.
Yeah, she would not allow Io even to speak on her behalf and stuff like that. She's always making all the decisions for her and blah blah blah. But I don't know. But anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised if Io Sky loses tonight on Fastlane.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll get to that last second. But before we get to the final to next topic, let's discuss CM Punk.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Now there's been talks about them and a possible return to WWE. Well, before I get my take on it, what about you, Kana? What are your 2 cents on this?
I don't think he should return to WWE because he still got bridges that was burnt when his time was there. The way I look at CM Punk is CM Punk don't have any tough skin. He gets mad very easy over any little thing.
Yeah,
and him being in WWE, that'll bring a lot of money to WWE, but he's still not cool with Vince McMahon. But he's cool with Triple H. They buried that hatchet.
Right.
And
like we said, Vince is on his way out the door.
Yeah, Vince is on his way out of the door, so he's not going to be, because the higher ups want Vince McMahon gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he don't own WWE no more. So
yeah, that's already a manual.
So, all right, stating obvious right now with CM Punk. If he were to return, his best bet is to go to SmackDown. You know what I mean? He's not suitable for Raw. His best bet is to stay on SmackDown, based off the fact, though, that could create a big rivalry between CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
On Raw, Seth Rollins do not like CM Punk at all.
Even though he referenced him.
Yeah, he does not like CM Punk at all. He doesn't want to have anything to do with CM Punk. So, in that case, and we'll find out more because there is some talks about that return coming. Right. But with that being said, though, CM Punk, don't get me wrong, he's a great wrestler. You know what I'm saying? For where he was. The question is, if he does come back, how long will he be before he get kicked out again because of him running his mouth?
That's a key question. It's like, yeah, because like people don't want toxicity in the locker room. It's like, look what happened in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Because like him and his feud with with the elite.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course he got in it with Jack Perry. And of course that's the one that led up to his firing. Because
he put his hands on Tony Khan.
oh yeah, that's the ultimate no.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan, he didn't want to do it, but he had no choice. I was like, look, you threatened me. You put my life in danger. I was like, oh, I don't care who you are. You're gone.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk sues AEW.
He could have done it already.
He's probably going to do that sometime soon. But as you know, WWE made a lot of changes since the time he had left, so it's not the same as where it was before.
Right. I guess, when they get into the talks and stuff like that, if it is possible that he's going to return, yeah, things are not going to be like they were before. So I'm sure there's probably going to be some key changes possibly in his contract. But like I said, we don't know how his ego is going to, let his ego get out of control. It's like, look, you're not going to run WWE like you did at AEW. That's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like Tony Khan didn't have tough skin, like, to put CM Punk in his place because he let him do all these controls. Like, come on, the way you came up with Collision on a Saturday night, that was just like a way just to keep, hey, CM Punk, Collision, that's your show. Like the Elite, you're not gonna see them on there. The Elite's gonna stay on Dynamite and Rampage and things like that. It's like, okay, Collision was good for a while while he was still there, but up until All In, like of course all that ruckus happened, and then pretty much that was all she wrote.
Even with Jack Perry, that whole situation, Jack Perry got suspended because of all that, and we don't know when he's going to be back.
Exactly, because you got to think about it. You notice, like right before CM Punk got terminated, like AEW had like all those events lined up in Chicago of all places. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I know that's CM Punk's hometown. That's Tony Khan's hometown too. I was like, okay. You give Chicago a break. I mean, it's pretty much other cities don't want AEW in their town. Hey, bring some business over there.
Exactly. And the problem with it is with AEW is that they don't have a structure of and they don't have tough skin. When you look at WWE, they don't play that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like the difference between AEW and WWE is that WWE is more organized when it comes to different structures of things, and AEW is not.
Exactly.
And CM Punk, if he returned yet, there's going to be changes in. He's like I said, the problem when he was in when he's in WWE, he had problems with the Miz and the Miz. They corrected their mistakes and right their wrongs. They cool again.
Right.
Same thing with Triple H. They're cool again. If you look at John Cena, he's cool. He's been cool with John Cena.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And rumor has it that if they do sign him, he's going to return at Survivor Series, which is in Chicago. So, looking at what's going on right now when it comes to CM Punk, he has to go back to WWE, but he still got to right his wrong with certain people. Like him and Seth Rollins, they had an issue when Seth Rollins first came into the picture of WWE.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins and even Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens don't like CM Punk.
Oh yeah, especially their time with Ring of Honor.
They don't like each other. So like CM Punk has a lot of correcting his mistakes and righting his wrongs with a lot of people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And think about it, I think the reason why he did all that in AEW because he wanted to return to WWE.
I mean, you surely have it in his contract where he can opt out, like not want to resign and stuff like that. But that's how Regal got out of his contract.
Yeah, but there's another key thing. CM Punk still has issues with William Regal.
Well, Regal, he's down at NXT, so he's not going to be in the mix. They're not going to see each other.
And I wouldn't be surprised if because William Regal, he's supposed to come back in the forefront and show his face more in NXT next year. That's what's in the contract. Because right now he only can be behind the scenes. He can't be in the forefront right now. And with William Regal, he probably come back as a general manager of NXT again.
Right. It was like you said, Rigo, he wants to, he's training his son.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's more behind the scene. He wants to make sure he gets his son ready.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, his son is going to be a breakout star next year.
Right.
You know, they got a little faction going on with Drew Gallagher and his son and Christian Martin or something like that. I think that's his name. So they got a little faction going on, and that's the beauty of NXT. They got a lot of factions. That's cool.
Right.
You know, but CM Punk, I don't know, man. That just, I don't know what you think about this with CM Punk.
I mean, it's gonna eventually come to a head because the more they're gonna bring it up, the more I could possibly see it making a reality. Him signing there, but especially like the bad history they went through before, but still, like how many times like some certain people you have bad blood with, like somehow end up still doing business together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this is like the way they're coming about it is just, I think it's just more of a business standpoint. It's like with him being there, him being popular, especially around his hometown. It's just like to bring in, I'm bringing a lot of money. I think it's just more from a business standpoint with him being there, like him want to go back and stuff like that. It's like they don't care about personal history and all that. They only care about this. That's all I see about them. Mm-hmm.
Yo, wow. Yo, I'm gonna read this. Kyle O'Reilly had to relearn the basics after losing all movement in his arm.
Uh-oh.
I really think that I don't think he needs to wrestle anymore. I think he needs to be a podcaster because he has a following, he has a name.
Right. Or we're behind the scenes somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm just over here like looking, I'm just reading some stuff. I'm like, wow.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, that's the reality of the wrestling game. Because like you got to think about all that wear and tear on your body is going to catch up to you, then regardless of how old you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because basically, like you got to think about it, like whoever you're feuding with, like I said, you got to entrust each other, like when you do certain things. Because we've seen accidents happen, like we've seen men and women get paralyzed, possibly killed.
Exactly. Look at what happened some years ago when Rey Mysterio was in that ring with I forgot his name, and he ended up dying in the ring.
Yep.
I forgot his name. Everybody knew what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I know people that's gonna watch this later on. Because Rey Mysterio was in Mexico, he had a match. It was a 6-man tag team match, and his last name is Junior. I forgot what his name is, and I know the face, but I forgot the name.
Yeah, I forgot the name too, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he did a 6-1. He was going to do a 619, but he had a whip guys and it broke his neck, and he died basically instantly in the ring. And rest in peace to that guy. I forgot his name. But when you look at if you look at it, the difference between like AEW and WWE. AEW to me is more ruthless, like as far as doing a lot of them crazy matches compared to WWE. They're more safer, but they still can be ruthless in the ring.
Right.
If you look at other promotions like Game Changing Wrestling, GCW, right? That's like the modern day ECW.
Yeah, because I think Josh Barnett, I think he's like part of the behind the scenes too, because you saw him at Wrestledream.
It's him and Nick Gage. Nick Gage is their star in GCW.
Yep.
So right now, GCW is on the rise right now. It's like that's becoming a hot name that's been blowing up outside of the key names we know of WWE, AEW, Impact, and New Japan. Yeah. So GCW is going to be the force to be reckoned with in the coming years.
Yep. All right, now we're down to the nitty gritty. Fastlane. Our prediction. So, all right, kick us off, Kano. Who do you think is going to win between Shinsuke and Seth Rollins?
Shinsuke.
Okay. To me, I say Seth's going to retain. But here's another thing. Here's another thing I want to throw in there. If possible, that Senior Money in the Bank probably will sneak in there and text Seth and take that title off of him.
Strong possibility, but there are also a possibility that he may lose that suitcase because of JD interfering also.
Right. All right. Who's next? Oh, the women's triple threat. To me, I say Io will
I got
retain.
Charlotte winning that one.
Huh? Who do you say?
You broke up. I said I had Charlotte winning that actual match.
Oh, for me, I say Io will retain with the help of Bailey.
That is true.
Because there's no DQ in a triple threat match.
Yeah, there's a possibility, but I say Charlotte will win, and then I say this: Jade Cargill will come out and come for the title. Jade Cargill.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Now you got Finn Balor and Damian Priest, versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I'd say Judgment Day will retain.
I agree because there's going to be some interference, so I agree.
Let's see who else is on the list.
You have John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy and Solo.
Okay, them versus the Bloodline. I say Cena and LA Knight win.
I say the same. And the reason why I say the same is because I think Jey Uso will interfere in that match. You know what I'm saying? Based off of Jimmy.
The LA Knight, because that's another person, since you mentioned pushes early, he's way over with the fans too. So with him losing, that might hurt his momentum.
That is true. Very valid. But I don't see LA Knight losing tonight at Fastlane. I think he's going to win.
Right.
Okay.
What other matches are on there? I think we covered the big ones.
LWO versus Bobby Lashley and Street Profits.
Street Profits and Bobby Lashley.
They're going to win, but Carlito's going to show up after the match to face Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
I see the Carlito making a return tonight at Fastlane during that match.
Right. I agree.
You know what's crazy? What I noticed, I don't even think the U.S. title is on the line at Fastlane.
Nope.
Or the Intercontinental title.
Well, see, with the U.S. title, because Mysterio during that 6-man tag, against the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, that's not the reason it's on the line. And for the IC title, that was already defended on Raw, and there was no originally Tommaso and Gunther were going to face each other on Fastlane, but they ended up pushing it to the main event on Raw, so there was no point of putting it on the card.
And the reason why is based off the fact, though, is they want to make the pay-per-view go faster.
Right. They don't want too much time being taken, like AEW.
No, I agree. And that's a 7:00, matter of fact, that event. But what other matches? They don't really have that many matches on this card tonight.
Right, because we basically covered all the big ones, like we mentioned.
But honestly, let's talk about pushes for a minute because we already got the prediction out of the way. This is the last topic, I believe. Right. Let's talk about pushes. Like, name the top 3 wrestlers on WWE that deserves a push right now from the men's division and the women's division.
As far as pushes in the women's division, well, I say Raquel Rodriguez. That's one. I say Zoe Stark, number 2. And as far as, let me go on SmackDown on that side. It's hard to say on the women's division on number 3 because basically some of them already, Shotzi. Sorry. Forgot about Shotzi. She definitely needs a push. Because like I said, the other women on there have already held the title numerous times.
So. Okay. For me, I got Xia Li, Shotzi, and Natalya. Natalya needs a new push.
Yeah, but reality, I don't see them giving it to her.
They need to, based off the fact that Natalya, she's been putting people over, and she deserves a shot. She's been doing good for so long. She needs that chance to get a title on her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as the male side that needs a push, Tommaso Ciampa definitely needs a bigger push. Bronson Reed needs a bigger push, and Karrion Kross needs a push.
Right. On the
What
male
about?
side, I say
Mhm.
Reed, because Chad Gable, he's pretty much getting it, right now.
Mhm.
And I say on SmackDown, hmm, that's a good one on the SmackDown side. But it'll hit me later on. But before we close out, I see here's one of the problems I saw with WWE when it comes to the NXT call ups. Now some of the people they brought up, they've been counting the lights. I'll give you a prime example. Kaden Chance and Katana Carter.
Mhm.
Ever since they came out, they won one match. And then ever since then, like every tag match they've been in, they've been on the receiving end. Apollo Crews, they brought him back to the main roster again. Basic job enhancement. Cameron Grimes, same with him. I can keep going on and on. The only ones that
Oh,
do great with is basically Grayson Waller, of course, he'll
hold
team up
on.
with Austin.
Hold on, but Cameron Grimes, though, from what I was reading on, I think it was Russ Talk.
Yeah.
2024, he's slated to get a massive push.
Okay. Well,
And then
that's it.
women's tag team division, they about to really and up the ante with the tag team division with the women's side, because right now they trying to put together tag teams for the women's side as we speak. And when it comes to the singles competition, a lot of women are vouching to try to come up with mid-card women championships.
I know that's what Dana Brooke wanted to bring up. Of course, that's before she got released.
Yeah, but they're gonna rehire her back. It's obvious she's bound to get rehired back.
Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
hopefully she improves herself on the mic. But the thing is, I give her one thing: she was a better talker than Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's facts. You ain't never lie.
Yeah, because I saw one of the videos last night on I think it was Wrestle with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the segment on there was basically like the worst talkers on there.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I had to disagree with him is Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner was great on the mic during his WCW days, like
Mm-hmm.
the way he's straight to the point. That's like I was like, dude, what are you talking about, man? Scott Steiner's great on the mic.
Facts. Figgity facts.
Yeah, so
Man. Ain't it doesn't it feel good to be a wrestling fan, ladies and gentlemen? It does.
exactly. So basically, to the question out there, anybody who's still tuning in, are you going to check out Fastlane tonight, or are you going to check out Collision tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And honestly, for me, I'm checking out Fastlane over Collision.
yeah, me too. I'm gonna see who's going to win, where it's going to lead to on Monday.
Exactly. We'll just have to see though, man. And I believe we'll have another wrestling podcast in the next couple of weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? To
Right,
discuss everything. We're gonna continue to put up shorts for the wrestling channel. You know what I'm saying? And it's about to be lit though.
right. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out. So, Kano, go ahead and give your outro and where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me on all my social medias at Real KO Kano. I do interact with everybody when I can. You feel me? Y'all can follow me on, if y'all are gamers, y'all can check me out on Xbox at KO Kano 2733 and on PlayStation at Real KO Kano. If y'all want to play against me on AEW Fight Forever or WWE 2K23, just holler at me.
All right, all right. Yeah, everybody, this is your boy Sinister. Yeah, you can find me on social medias, Sinister1019 on Instagram and Country19 on Twitter/X. Yeah, on Xbox, I'm Sinister Tar Heel, all caps with a Y, and on PlayStation, it's BodyCount92. Yeah, we out, folks.
Oh,
Peace out. Oh,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
check out the Gamer Section podcast tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're going over the ladies in gaming too. You did.
All right. Yeah, you heard it all here, folks. So
Mm-hmm.
now we can go ahead and get out of here. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.